Well, I just wanted to let you guys know from InstaPrivy that your product is great. It was the first time I had used it, and with the shelter and everything like that, it's been kind of a running joke, where we can go ahead and use the restroom in the middle of camp, and it wouldn't be a big deal. But when I actually got out here, so I'm hunting out here in for javelina, and there's plenty of trees and everything like that to have shelter. But I'm hunting with 4 guys, and I don't know which direction they're going to be coming from when they come on over back to the Polaris. So so I basically grabbed my pack and went up to. It really didn't matter where I was because that shelter works so good. And the one thing that that it's weird when you talk about this subject, but it's just one of those things that it just happens, And so anyway, so one thing that I thought was interesting was that before, when I had been hunting in the field, I would dig myself a hole, try to find a tree, again, dig the hole and everything like that, and instantly, the minute you started going, there's flies coming around you and you're battling with the flies and this and that. I didn't even think about it, but when I had the shelter over me, and you can have that visor going all the way around, or the opening to where you can see who's coming around or what, the flies started coming, and I was still able to go ahead and go to the restroom in peace and didn't have any issues with that. So that was a plus I didn't even consider, and having that pocket right where for your toilet paper or whatever you're going to put in there, that was perfect too. And you guys really thought of everything, with the bags, and to cover the chair, and after you're done, you have those sealable bags. That came in handy back in camp, where I didn't want to leave anything there in camp, so I put it in one of those zip bags to carry it out. And I'm not one for carrying things out like that, but when I was in camp, I didn't want the odor and everything like that to go to everybody else's camper or tent anywhere around me. So that was and not that I had to travel very far. I mean, my Polaris is right here, but I just went right over there. But to have this little extra thing, and even just the handle on it, this is kind of how I walked up to this little tiny hill. But if you're packing in there just a little bit and there was trees further away and you didn't want to be as noticeable depending on where you are, the backpack thing works pretty well. I do like the construction of it. Especially being out here, there's tons of stickers and this and that. I mean, I can't imagine too many people will do what I do or how I'm using it. But there's out here in Arizona, I don't live out here. I wish I did, but there's just a ton of incredibly sharp stickers, and cactus and everything like that would so this is going to last a long time. The construction of it, you always wonder about when it's on the website and you're like, oh, that's plastic, it's going to break. Well, this was pretty sturdy. I mean, I wasn't worried about any of the bottoms cracking out or anything like that. I did have another chair that I was using before, and it was I don't know who the maker of it was, but it was a 4-legged expandable chair, and basically it was just a soft cushion chair that you were able to sit on. And within a year, the small plastic things that attach to the metal legs, they broke. And when you're in a place like this and you gotta squat or whatever, and you're worried about stickers and thorns and long cactus that would not be good if you had your pants down and you were trying to do your thing. I mean, here, let me just turn this around so people can see this. Try to grab this off so you can tell I'm not kidding around when I'm talking about cactus. So this is cholla. This is it's all over here, and you could just see it just stuck in my boot. You know, it just stuck in my boot. But you know, this and a number of other cactus that are around here. You know, I mean, this is the ideal place for it. I can't believe I'm talking this much about this product. I was not expecting it. You know, again, it was just kind of a running joke, you know, putting this thing over your head. And but the other thing I was thinking about, you know, you ponder these things when you're sitting on that stool and everything like that, is, you know, if you have a significant other, you know, my wife, we were up in the Sierras, and on the way up, there wasn't a whole lot of trees to cover. There were some decent rocks and things like that, but, you know, it doesn't cover every angle, and you just, you know, you want to make sure that your wife is happy. And we, you know, we managed when we were up there, and we had our other toilet that we had, or seat, I should say. But this thing was perfect. I mean, you know, this and you know, for your wife, you know, to make sure that they're comfortable with everything like that. If you have a wife that is willing to do that, or a girlfriend, or whatever it be, that is willing to go out there with you and make things, you know, we can make things a little bit more comfortable in this way. And a final thought that I was thinking about too was that, you know, I have a Camp Lux shower, and I just bought it, and I had been using it for the past few days. And before I bought this InstaPrivy, I was thinking about my trailer and constructing some kind of you know, a shower that folds up, made out of the wood, and you fold the 3 doors out, almost like the InstaPrivy toilet is made, except without the seat, you know, and you flip it up and then take your shower and everything like that, you know. But it's the wood's expensive, and then, you know, the top is open, and it's cold out here in the mornings. It's here is about the low 40s, but it can get a little bit lower out here during this time of the year. And then I thought, the InstaPrivy curtain that goes over your head, it's a perfect solution for taking a shower, because, you know, when it's cold like that, and you happen to have, or, you know, one of the InstaPrivy, you have one of those Camp Lux showers that you know, you have nice hot water coming out. You know, I was worried about, okay, you know, I got the nice hot water, but then the minute I hit the air, it's going to cool me down. I'm already sick. I have a cold right now, and I wasn't looking forward to that. But with the InstaPrivy, I could also use it as a shower, you know, blind or cover, so I could be right there in camp and take my shower and not have to worry about it. And then I'm not worried about the wind hitting my back or my neck or getting sicker or anything like that. I mean, so anyway, guys, thanks for that product. That worked out really well. And you know, just one user's opinion on how this thing works. I'm sold. All right, well, just throwing it out there, and thanks again. So later that night, I decided to go ahead and try to take a shower with it. And one of the things is just planning. Planning how you're going to take a shower. Everybody's going to have their own method for doing that. I just happen to have a table to one side of me. I
took off my clothes and put them right there on the table. And then on the other side of me, which is too dark, you can't see it, but I have a chair that I put my fresh clothes on, and all of the products that I was going to use to take a shower were inside the shelter with me at the bottom. By the way, I am in the desert, so I had a rubber mat, a small rubber mat that I was able to stand on, and and that worked out pretty good. So I wasn't worried about any of the sand getting on me, or my scrub brush or anything like that. So it made it pretty nice. And the other thing was, I made sure that I had inside my tent that I turned the heater on, and the minute that I finished taking the shower, that I would go ahead and head on in the tent, and I would be nice and toasty in there. And remember, we're not all going to be using it like I'm using it. It was about 40 degrees out there, so colder weather. But even if you did, it would be fine. I couldn't imagine taking the shower not having some kind of a shelter around me like this, to have that cold air directly on my body. So this product worked out really good for that. I was already thinking ahead about even hotter weather. There's areas that I camp at that it has, I'm right next to the river, and having that water come on in, into the shower. I mean, I could just hang this from a tree, so I don't have to have it stuck to my body the way that it is, or resting on my head. But there's a lot of variations on how you could use this particular shelter. Whether you have it sitting on your head, or you're hanging it from a tree, or some kind of a device that you have to support it. But and I don't know if you can see that, but there's actually steam coming out of that, and it alone kept me warmer in the shelter. So yeah, it worked out pretty well. Again, I've used other products for going to the bathroom out, in the field, off grid, and by far this is the one that has tended to work out the best for me. Obviously I haven't used them all, but this is definitely in the top 5. If you're camping the way that I'm camping, or hunting. But anyway, for InstaPrivy, just wanted to thank you guys again for your product. I've used it already in several different ways, and I look forward to keep on purchasing some of the supplies from you guys, and can't wait to see what you guys come up with next. But if it just stopped here, that would be good enough for me. Thanks again. Appreciate all your hard work.